Rain here, and today we are continuing off from last time. As you may have seen when I click on the body, there's this transparent layer. Now that is just a transparent texture. There's still a lot of topology there that is completely useless and we don't need. So let's see what we can do about that. Alrighty then. Let's get into it, shall we? I already have screencast keys on for once. Right now we're just going to click on the body. I just right click. And then I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to start splitting these things up. So starting with the top, I'm just going to select a vertex. I'm just going to right click on it. You might have to left click on it, as I usually say. And this is going to be a lot quicker than I thought. Okay, so since we know this is just a transparent texture that we really don't need, as well as that bow there that we also don't need, so I'm going to just select these with L. L to select linked vertices, and L here too. I'm just going to hit X and delete vertices. Now here, I'm gonna hit L, select that sleeve, L, select this sleeve, and this. I'll just try and select everything related to that layer. This should be good. Now that that's all selected, I'm gonna hit P and separate by selection. Now if we go to object mode, we have this. Now I'm going to rename this to hoodie. If we take that off, that's one layer done. Now back to the body. Let's sort out this tie. So edit mode, let's grab this tie with L, 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 L. And that should be everything. If you're not sure, just press H to hide, and if everything is gone, Alt H to unhide. P, separate by selection. I'm gonna rename that tie. Now the skirt. Grab the C and hit L. Unfortunately, this is all separated. It's gonna take a little while to grab everything. Let me see if I can. Alright, let me do faces. Be easier. It also might be easier to just split this in half. Also, there are demons screaming in the background. Please excuse them. Alright, and this band too, LL, oh dear, this is separated too. If anyone's wondering why I'm not merging them, sometimes that's a good idea, sometimes it's not, it depends. I'm gonna need to make sure some of the settings are right. Hide and everything goes great. And these boots are another thing. I'm gonna need to figure out. I'm gonna actually keep the boots connected to the leg now. So there is that. Alright. Go back to. Oh wait, I forgot to separate that. Edit mode. Alt H. P, separate by selection, rename that to skirt. Now the tie we don't need to see. The hoodie, we can work on that. I might actually hide the ponytails. so we can work on it without it getting in the way. Alright, so for the hoodie, first thing we're going to do is go to edit mode. And as much as I want to mirror this, that's not always the best idea. So let's just try and work with what we've got for now. Also, let me try and change the faces to quads, because we're not going to be able to work with this otherwise. And also, let's try another thing, mesh. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's go to UV editing, hit A, and we need to go into the settings. UV, and uncheck live unwrap. That'll help in case the textures get messed up. Let's go back into edit mode. And mesh merge by distance. Removed 85 vertices. Okay. You'll see there's like a little thing that pops up in the bottom right. It'll tell you that stuff has been removed. So this should all be connected, and gladly nothing is broken with the textures, which means we can do that in more places. I am going to Control R on the sleeve. Yeah, you need to be very careful with what you're doing. Control R. Okay. See how the texture flashed there for a second? It means don't mess with it. Just right click and leave it alone. Control R. So I'm just left clicking and then right clicking. X to delete vertices. X to delete vertices. And on this side too. I'm Alt selecting and Alt select. Alt select and Shift Alt select, X delete vertices. That's getting rid of some of the extra topology that we don't need. I'm going to do it here as well. Control R. X delete vertices. Gets rid of some of the extra textures we don't need. Now, as much as I'd like to delete some of this stuff too, I think that's going to make things too complicated, so I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is see if we can do this better. Control R, X dissolve edges. Oh no, this one, X delete vertices. Just trying to keep it as symmetrical as possible. What I do to one side, I want to do to the other side. Delete, dissolve edges. Alright. And now, this should be able to scale it, and the other side scales too. So if I just press S, they both go in. But I have a bad feeling that it's not doing the exact same on both sides. No, it's not. That's not good. A thing that would help this is just deleting one side. X dissolve edges. You know what? This will do. This will do just fine. I just wanted it to look like it's meant to. This is meant to be the cup. If I scale that side, yeah, it's not perfectly symmetrical, unfortunately. Will Alt scale do me any favors? A little bit. Alt S, grab Z with G and Z, and then let's scale X with S and X. Oh, that's not doing what I wanted it to do. Okay. GX. Alright, let's not mess with it too much, because it's basically just not doing what I want it to do. Here, and another one here. This, alt scale, giving this hoodie some shape. Wonder if it will be easy to select like this. Nope, not really. Just selecting Shift and Alt so we can select whole lines at once. Alt, bringing that out. You can actually dissolve this. Oh, X dissolve edges. And select this edge and scale it. I'm gonna Alt scale actually. Have a more appealing shape that way. So I'm gonna have to make a hood and a collar situation. So to jumpstart that, I'm gonna select this and then Shift D, right click once, P to rewrite selection, hide that, okay. Color, let's go to that layer. Color, edit mode. A lot of things we're going to be doing here is just grabbing topology from different layers. Grab that. Color goes all the way down here. I'm going to turn on X-ray right over here by the top right so I can see what I'm doing. Scale X. This we can actually mirror. It actually will be better for us to mirror this. So select half. I'm just left clicking, making a selection, X, delete vertices. Go over here to modifier properties and add a mirror modifier, which is just the butterfly. Gonna turn on clipping, gonna turn on cage so you guys can see what I'm doing better, and rotate G, Z, make this kind of a shape. Scale, scale X. Alright, so this is a better shape for the collar, but still not perfect. G, Z, round that out a bit. Not that much. And also with materials, object mode. Right, with materials for this layer, I'm gonna delete them all. So it looks like this. It'll be easier to work with. Grab that. The color isn't too high. Also do this. Extrude with E and scale in a little bit. Give it some dimension. And then E, Z. We can select these inner faces like that. Shift D, hide with H, select it again, X, and delete faces. So we unhide with Alt H, we select this with L, hide that, we get this tube. Now, I believe the normals of this would be flipped, so let's check what side the normal's on by pressing these two circles. I think it's just called viewport overlays, face orientation. Now red means it's backwards, so we just go to mesh, normals, we can flip them or just recalculate outside and it'll do that for us. Let's hide the hoodie for a moment so we can see how this lies on the body. Alt scale just a tad, and here too. Alt scale. Oh, should be good. Alt H to unhide. Now this does come out a little too much, so let's do this. I'm just pressing 7, numpad 7 to go to the top view. Can scale that in a little bit. Let's see this. Okay, I want to scale this in the Y direction. So S and Y. We can do this sort of thing. Also I want to bring this down, so G and Z and just bring it down a tad. This as well. This sticks out too much. Scale Y. We can hide this. L, H. Grab Y. Scale Y with S and Y. G, Y. Alright, not bad. Scale X with S and X. Alright. Now this is mirrored. So we should just be able to do Control R and bring this really close to the center. Not that close. Control R. Should be good. And then I'm going to select this middle line. X, delete, vertices. This is how I like to make collars. However you make it, it is up to you really. Oh, we also don't really need face orientation on anymore. Let's G and X, grab in the X direction. And try to follow the original plan for this a little bit. G, Y. Alright, let's grab the tie so you can see how it fits into this color. Alright, let's go to object mode, tie, edit mode. Could also get rid of the texture on this, because why not? Alright, let's hit A, mesh, merge by distance. Alright, and then face tries 2 quads. Not bad. Oh, I didn't realize it was shaped like that. That's fine. I'm actually tempted to delete this and make my own. I think I might, because I'd rather have a tie that's not one layer. Alright, That's what we're doing. Tie's getting deleted. This is gone. Delete. Let's grab our reference image again. Let me save this before it crashes too. We're just going to do add mesh cube. And this is how you can make all sorts of things. 0, 0, 0. Scale with S. G, Z. Scale. It's about the thickness of a tie. G, Y. Oh, right. Actually, let's keep going. Scale Y. Thin it out. We can go to edit mode. We can control R. Split that. X-ray is on, so we just select this. X, delete vertices, and add a mirror modifier right away. Wow. Grab Z to about here. And there's no harm in looking at a normal tie and grabbing a reference from the internet. And if we're in object mode, we can just drag it in. Scale that down. Grab. Edit mode. Shift D. Scale Z. Oh, there's 10 clipping on. Oh, hide. You can also add a subdivision subsurface which will round stuff out. And this is meant to be round in the Y direction too. Scale Y. Alt H. Oh, if we go to object mode, we can rotate this RX. You can also scale it in the Z direction of the original shape, if you know what I mean. Because if you rotate in edit mode, you can't do that. So scale and then double tap Z and it will do that. Edit mode. Control R. Just do 2 of those. Double tap G to bring this up. Scale X with S and X. We can just select this, L, Shift D, grab in the X, Control R, grab these faces, just delete them, delete faces, can select these 2 edges, ooh, these two with Shift F. Oh, screencast, what are you doing? Now we have two little, whatever these are, X dissolve edges. Can bring these together. Start building whatever those things are at the top of ties, whatever they are. Why? Oh, and to make this tie a bit of a better shape, edit mode, Control R. You can bring this down to make it sharper. Right, so we've got the tie looking pretty decent. Mostly. Let's do a hood. Let's do a hood, because that's not too difficult. So again, actually before we do this, let's object shade smooth. And this should be smooth already, but let's do it anyway. Object shade smooth. Alright. Gonna do add mesh cube. 000 again. Scale. Oop. GZ. Oh, and I can hide this too, because I'm not using it. Oop. Scale. The hoodie is not too extravagant. Just gonna scale the Z. GY. I'm gonna add a subdiv. Let's go straight into edit mode. Make a mirror on this. X delete vertices, add a mirror. Now the bottom face I usually leave alone, but this needs some help. So GX can even go into numpad 7. Grab that, round the shape out. This is just how I like making hoodies. I find it easy. Numpad 3. These need to be rotated and brought down. These, however, need to be rotated this way and brought down. So now you're starting to get that hoodie shape. Right, this isn't an open face, so X delete vertices, and now you have that. Oh, and clipping on, of course. Let's put this here so it connects. Now this bit on the shoulder needs to go up. About there for now. Rotating this. This can be extruded, or you can Control R, put a loop down there, and scale. Thinking Alt scale might be better. Alt S. Yep, that's a lot better. These GY. This can be separated. Oh, but I need to turn off clipping to do that. GX, GY. Let me hide the hair because that is kind of getting in the way. Just want to focus on making the shape decent. Now, in this mode, it might be better to just keep working on it until you get the shape that you need. Just Control R to make a loop cut. Let's turn back on clipping. I'm just molding this into a hooded shape. Now, another thing that would help this is a solidify modifier. That'll give it some dimension. So let's try 0.02. Oh, and let's go to object mode and shade smooth on top of that. Edit mode, let's mark this edge sharp. Control E, or even edge crease. I don't know if that makes a huge difference. Right, I'm going to keep working on the shape of this so it looks not bad. Alright, that's the hood, color, tie. Gonna add some more little details using techniques that I've taught before. So the first is going to be these drawstrings, and then the ribbon. Gonna do them both with curves. Gonna do a quick demonstration with curves yet again. Forget about this circle we made earlier. I'm gonna delete it and make a new one. Delete, and remember to save as you go along. Add curve circle. Rotation X 90. Grab that. Scale it down. I'm gonna also add curve Bezier. Gonna throw that in the 0, 0, 0 area. Gonna go to the curve that we made, go to object data properties, which is here, the green curve. Gonna click on that. Gonna do a bevel with the circle that we just made. Now if we go to here, go to edit mode, and we can start messing with this. Now for the ties, having a perfect circle is okay, but I'm going to flatten it out so I can use it for the ribbons too. Let's just hit A, scale Z. Oh. Scale Z? No? Okay. Grab Z, I guess. I'm gonna turn this down to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is good for me. Mode. This should be flat. I was having a problem with scaling these curves. But it was a setting issue that I had. So if we just look at what we have here, let's just go to object mode for now. Let's grab this circle, grab it there, RX90, and this will go into edit mode. If we scale, you should be able to do this kind of thing, especially if you have both selected. If you have one selected, it'll just scale the point. But if you have both selected with A and you have individual origins on, it won't scale as a whole, it'll just scale the individuals, which you don't want, unless you do want it. But medium point seems to work how I wanted to. So I just wanted to scale that down and bring it over this side so we can mirror. Another thing that I don't usually do is subdivide this. It's not what I usually do. Oh. Let's work this way. Let's turn on wireframe. And I don't usually work with this set to 1, because now that's going to curve. But that's a completely valid way of working. You put that there, put this down here. Try and line this up properly. Hit A. Should be able to rotate this if we G, Y. Oh boy. This is a bit of a hassle to rotate. Let's do RZ. Alt S to scale. Now these are just the taros for the hoodie. And these just go straight down. Alt scale, make it smaller. These come out from about there. Extrude, extrude, extrude. Y, GY, put it in there, GY, GY. Oh, and it's also good to have these lined up to the direction of the curve. We can make the ribbons. I think first would probably be a good idea to sort out this texture. Or would it be a good idea to sort it out later? Alright. Let's shift D. Rename this to ribbons. Go to edit mode. Grab that over here. Let's see if I can make anything useful. Let's delete the vertices. This is a lot easier to work with, even though it might not look as accurate. Object mode, Control A. All transformations, all rotation and scale, add a mirror modifier, object shade, smooth. Now if this ribbon could move a bit better, that'd be great. But let's just stop messing with curves right now. Let's get rid of that mirror and get rid of that subdiv. We can go to object mode, make sure we have the right thing selected, object, convert to mesh from curve, and then we can go ahead, add the mirror back, go ahead, add the subdiv back. It should be like nothing ever happened. However, if we go into edit mode, you'll see that a lot of things did happen. Snap that to the face. Try and make this into a better shape. Alright, I think we're ready to deal with the textures. Gladly, the only thing that's really asymmetrical about this design is the little button on the top that says Miku. That's about it. So splitting this in half is actually a good idea. If your design is asymmetrical, then splitting it in half would be a very bad idea. But since ours is fine, we're gonna try and do that. So just going here, edit mode, going to select this half, X delete faces, and coming in here and deleting these two as well. Okay, we can add a mirror now, add mirror modifier, and now anything we do to the side will be done on this side as well. And if I just turn on cage over here, then you should be able to edit this face too. Oh right, should be a little bit safer with the design choices now. And now it's perfectly symmetrical, so we don't need to worry about a lot of things. With this, grab X, extrude, scale with S. Right. It's always going to be easier to work on the side that isn't mirrored. Gonna make these cuffs longer. We can extrude this way, extrude again, and scale that down. This is just so we don't need to worry about seeing the inside of the top. I like working that way. Could do with some slight alterations to the back. GY. Here too. GY. Oh, wonder how I selected that. Oh, also to this edge. I like extruding that and scaling. Let's put the... Alright, we don't have any clipping on. Right, let's just undo that. Extrude with E and scale with S. Can have some dimension to this bottom of the top. Alright. Now we don't need to unwrap it, but we do need to mess with the UV a little bit. So let's get the right texture. Should be this from the looks of it. Hit A, select all, and we are going to want to take a look at first the bottom of this top. And we want to select this edge. Because this edge, if we select, well, if we get the vertices selection, this is fine. This, however, if we do this and this, it's just one line. It shouldn't be. So if we just select this and select this, we could just unwrap it with U and unwrap. Now doing that, scale X 0. Wait, scale X, okay, S, X, 0. I'm just doing numpad 0, so selecting that edge with Alt and S. My screencast isn't working. Okay, select this again. Select this. S, X, 0. I guess we're doing it S and Y to scale in the Y to straighten this out a bit. And R, actually R minus 90. Scale X. Grab an 8, select all. I'll put it here. Do the same with the sleeve. Select this. Ooh, actually. Where's the seam? Here. So let's put seam down here. Control E, mark seam. Okay, and gladly that didn't ruin anything. Good. So, select these faces, and these faces. Unwrap. And we're also going to select these faces, U, and wrap. Oh, why is this not cut? I don't know. Okay, it is cut, it's just very strange. Okay, select this. Separate it here. Let's get our lasso that we like. Grab that. That there. I'm just gonna try and straighten this up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's nice to have something you're working with that is straighter. Selecting that edge, scale X 0, here 2 SX 0. This SY, scale in the Y, A, scale, and I guess R minus 90, I guess. Alright, now this, oh, it's going to be a little bit of a mess if we select everything at once. So grabbing these, R, 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 see if we can flatten this out. Scale X, numpad 0. SX, numpad 0. SX, numpad 0. Scale Y, G, Y. Scale Y, G, Y. Now this could do with some more straightening out, so scale Y 0. Scale Y 0. There is a Blender add-on that can basically do all this work for you, but I do not have it. So we're just gonna have to do it manually. Okay. Should be able to do some better texturing job on this. We can add some, basically the materials we just made, we can add it to this UV too. Image, save. Wait, let me save as to be safe. Since we're editing these textures, it is going to be important to have a folder where all those are. So this is called top 1 for me. So I'm gonna save it in my folder as top 1 and then go back to shading and make sure it's the right file that's being selected. Go to shading. Alright, we go to here, top 1, and it should be fine. You won't be able to see right away, but it's fine. Okay, so let's try and get rid of these shapes that are useless to us now. You can have radius selected, strength. Strength probably matters a little bit. If you don't have a drawing tablet, I say just put the strength down and then just keep drawing over the same area as much as you need to. And stabilize off. So we're just going to select the right layer, and actually let me make sure this is the right image too. Unfortunately, it doesn't update the title very much, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. Just select color nearby and get to fixing it. What you're doing is quite explanatory. Just getting rid of anything that doesn't make sense to be there because we've fixed it. Might be better to turn off radius if you feel like you're not doing anything too intricate. If you feel like you need to blur stuff, then you can use smudge or blur. So you can grab the blur, do that to certain areas, or you can grab the smudge and smudge certain areas, but I just be careful with it. I wouldn't overdo it too much. And also another thing that you need to be wary of is when things are this symmetrical, can't just shade it in any old way. So I'd fix that too. These bits crossing over are not always going to be a good idea. You can also do erase alpha. Probably best not to have strength on when it's erase alpha, and also you can, oh, it's already on square. Alright, the back, you need to sort. I'm just going to colour it this with this colour. You can even select this colour. And can paint on the texture itself. Just like in Vroid. Just need to colour the rest of the objects. It's basically the same way how I did everything else, so I'm not gonna dwell on it too long. You should be able to get the gist of it by now. Oh, another thing that you shouldn't forget when texturing cars, you need to make sure that they're not actually cars anymore. So this object, convert mesh from curve. This we don't really need. Right. You might find yourself in a situation where you have something that won't unwrap properly. Whatever the reason is, I couldn't tell you. But say we have this, for example, we can select L, we can try and unwrap this with U and unwrap, and it's okay. It's a little odd. This can be just, if you just hit A and scale Y, it more or less fixes itself. So one of these are the back, one of these are front. E, scale. Oh, this is connected. No, it's not. R 180. And let's try this one. L, unwrap. Yeah, this is not too fun. It's okay. It's very unnecessarily wobbly. So you can try and fix that, or you can just do something like U and project from view. Which does mean that they're kind of connected, but if you just go to face select and select only the front faces, turn on X-ray so I can see the last few faces. It's better to hide this. LH to hide. Oh, actually, can we just do that? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, let's just do that. Do face select. And then A, grab that. L, grab, put that there. So project from view is useful. Now we can select this, height, H to hide, L, H to hide, L, H to hide. We can also do project from view with this, A, U, unwrap. And it's not the best. It's a mess. So we can just come up here, we can hit 5 to flatten stuff out. Just look at it like this. You project from view. And do the thing again where you select the faces. Now it is a little annoying when this happens, but it's okay. Especially if you have a complicated shape, it's not always that easy to fix. You can put that there, put this next to this. Scale. Oh, wait, no way. Well, that's a little bit annoying. Alright. You can just go to UV editing, smoothie shapes. It might be easier to turn on the mirror, because I don't want to be drawing on this and it's got a weird unwrap. Let's see how weird this unwrap is. Oh, these should be fine. So it's literally just the top. Okay. Let's apply the mirror. So we'll do apply, and then we go to UV editing. We'll unwrap this. I should just select the front. Okay. So you unwrap, and it's messed up for some unknown reason. So let's just press 8 and 5 to flatten it. You project from view. Grab that, put that there. Scale it down. Alright. And this also, because it's got that pin on the front, it'd be nice to also have that double-sided unwrap. Well, not double-sided, but mirrored. Scale X. That's such a nuisance to unwrap. Project from view. Maybe someone will know more than me why sometimes the unwrap is really, really horrible and why it's really good sometimes. This LGX. Scale X2 because this isn't that important. We can continue texture painting on it now. You can turn on proportional editing and connect it only. Grab Z. Gonna walk you through this one a bit more than I did the others. So we're just going to apply the mirror, apply the subdiv, and apply the solidify. so we'll work on it all at the same time. This is quite a thin hood, but it's okay. Actually, it's not that bad. Okay, so just going into UV editing. No, not UV editing, edit mode. And I'm going to do this. Actually do this, Control E, mark seam. And on the inside as well. Control E, mark seam. Well, this doesn't match up. Should be able to just do this, Control E, mark seam. And on this side too. This, oh, I see. Just do this, Control E, mark seam, E, and then here we can connect these, Control E, mark seam. Now this should unwrap fine, but let's see. You unwrap. It's okay. It's a little squished there, but we can work with this. I'm just going to do that. Delete half, X, delete vertices, and add a mirror modifier. And with clipping on. So if we just hit A, you should be able to see that. Now, I'm trying to see why this is all squished in that way. I can't, so I'm just going to select this and scale with S and X, then G, X. Try to sort that out a little bit. Same on this side. Scale X, G, X. And we can also do this thing called relax. If we just make the brush big, we can make these kind of jump away from each other in a sense. Should be just easier to see what we're working with, even though it's still a little bit hard to understand what's going on. You can scale these down to about that size. That can go there. This can go here. Right, and we need to change the material, so we just go over to material properties and this menu here and whatever this cloth texture is. Now I'm gonna go to texture paint and just select this main color, color the whole hood that way. And this too. The darker hood, whatever, is this actually. Surprisingly did it first time. That's okay. Just color in here. Obviously if it wasn't this, you just undo it and do the other one. And let me turn on wireframe so I can kind of see the topology. I've got radius on, just using my pen. I see. Yeah, this is pretty weird. Should have the subdivision applied though. I'm just gonna go in here and neaten it up. Be able to also color the underneath area. It's a little hard to see what's meant to be going on, but it's not that bad. Might help to turn on stabilize. Make sure your lines are smooth. Gonna cut it here. We can work on some other parts of the outfit another time. Probably the shoes, well, the boots, and then the skirt last, and then we'll get everything rigged up nicely. Make sure everything works properly. But for now, that's it for today. Hope you followed along alright. See you in the next one. Farewell.